A civilian fire casualty report is located under additional reports and also under the response tab. When you fill out the report under the additional reports civilian fire casualty, it will update the information under responses, under casualty, patients, and victims. So you'll start by going to the civilian fire casualties, and this person more than likely will also be an involvement. You can add from the involvement if you've already placed them there, or start their name in here as well. Smith John. You can add their phone number and address. If it's the same as wherever they were injured at, click the same, and it will pull the information over from the basic tab. Be sure to put some type of age or date of birth. 101 1980. Gender, race, and ethnicity if available. Right. Non-Hispanic. You're going to mark what they were, whether or not they were civilian, EMS, non-fire department, and police. Other. Most of the time it's just going to be civilian. The injury date, if it's the same as the incident date, obviously, and an approximate time they were injured. 100. The severity of the injury, minor, moderate, severe, life-threatening, death, undetermined. Minor, cause of injury. All these go towards statistics and the state level, so be sure you fill this out to the best of your knowledge. Call it trapped. Human factors contributing to the injury. Anything that might be in here. If it is none, you just click none and move on. The injury tab, be sure to fill out everything in here. Specific location, the story at the start of the incident. If he was on the 2nd Division, you're going to push there. Story where the injury occurred. He might have jumped from the 2nd Division and ended up on the 1st Division or ground. Specific location at the time of injury. He was on the ground. And again, you have the find button. Let's see if it finds ground. No code. About a yard. Courtyard, patio, porch. Wherever it might be. Activity when injured. They were escaping. General location of the time of the incident. Were they in the area of origin and involved? So on and so forth. They're in the area but not involved. General location, in the building but not in the area of origin. In the area of origin. Outside, not in the area of origin. They were outside, not in the area of origin. So you have to be specific about what you put, because it could contradict something that you've put in the past. This is basically saying that that's contradicting answers. We need to fill out something better. In the area of the location. So once you figure out which ones match up, be sure to put those in there. Location, not in the area, not involved, not in the building, but not in the area of origin. Primary apparent symptoms. It's got a fractured leg. So we're going to put lower extremity. And whether or not they were transported to the hospital. Transported emergency care. Be sure to fill out a narrative painting the picture of all that happened. Fill out window. Oops. Now, in your narrative, you're going to be a very more detailed narrative that is going to paint everything that occurred. He arrived on scene. The male subject was in the 2nd division. Blah blah blah. Make sure that you tell the story so that we can see what happened. Save it. It's going to add that civilian casualty, John Smith. And this is going to be blue. Under the response, it has now updated the response as 1 injury. So we can move on. Anytime that the fire department does medical treatment to a civilian or fire service casualty, a new report has to be started. You cannot add an EMS report to this fire report. So anytime a fire service or civilian fire casualty occurs and we do treatment, very seldom is that going to occur because we're going to pass them off to EMS, and all we're doing is going into the fire, bringing them out and passing them off. Very seldom do we actually do patient care without EMS there. But if we do, a new report has to be started. That's a secondary incident.